Church leader, welcome and congratulations on viewing this very different approach to how you can effectively generate resources for your church ministry and impact the lives of your congregation. Hi, I'm Dick Edick, a ministry friend committed to helping church leaders become more effective in how they generate resources for their ministry. In preparation for viewing this course, you will want to read my booklet, Why Have a Church Stewardship Generosity Ministry, and the introduction to my book, How to Resource Your Vision. Let me start by inviting you to be ready and willing to undergo a change in your thinking on how you generate resources for your church ministry. Although these course materials were primarily written for church leaders, private school leaders can adapt several of these materials into their ministry culture. Because you are viewing these course videos and written material, I assume that you are motivated to help your people become better stewards and givers of their time, talent, and treasure. As part of your discipleship effort, you will want to develop a culture of biblical stewardship and generosity to those people within your sphere of influence. As you will discover, I will not be offering more effective fundraising campaigns or better asks of your congregation. In contrast, you will be learning how to implement a stewardship and generosity education ministry, which I define as a, quote, a comprehensive, ongoing educational process that teaches biblical and practical stewardship and generosity truths from each of a church's ministry venues or platforms. I'm emphasizing the word ministry rather than campaign or event because it implies an ongoing and long-term process. It means teaching whole life management from each of a church's ministry platforms, such as preaching, Christian education, small groups, youth ministries, etc. Take a look at the photo of the water faucet on the cover of my book and my booklet. To use an analogy, think of the different church ministry venues or outlets as faucets in its ministry, quote, water system that your people drink from to grow in Christ. It is a patient, continuous process of including some aspect of stewardship and generosity education from all of your ministry faucets. The process will gradually bring about success. It will take time. This is not a quick fix, but it will bring your people to a level of stewardship maturity that not only increases their giving to your ministry, but more important, deepens their walk with the Lord. Before I go any further, let's define the word stewardship. I agree with the late Larry Burkett's definition, quote, biblical stewardship is the wise and prudent management of resources that have been entrusted to us by God. Stewardship includes the work-related gifts, skills, and strengths entrusted to us by God, as well as our assets, financial resources, and time. As you would agree, it is much more than your church budget. So how do we develop and organize this ministry process? That's what I'm going to teach you from the 5 video lectures, my booklet and my book, and my supplementary online content, and my special 14-minute video Win-Win Estate Gift Planning Strategies, which is yours free to show to your donors. It introduces them to some sources for giving that they may not be aware of. And please note, the described strategies in that special video may not apply to your country's estate laws. This course is organized as follows. Lecture 1 is this introduction. Lecture 2 talks about what. For example, what do you want as a result of this course? What does God want for you and your people? What do leaders say about the importance of teaching biblical and practical stewardship and generosity to your people? What are some attributes of a biblically generous church? What does it look like as a result of this teaching emphasis? What are some essential elements of a successful stewardship generosity ministry? What are some observations to guide you? Lecture 3 talks about why. Why are many churches suffering from a lack of adequate funding to resource their vision? Why should you implement a stewardship generosity ministry? My 7-page booklet by that name, as well as chapter 2 of my book, give you several reasons, starting with the Bible. The booklet and book also provide you with a simple test you can take that measures the giving health of your church. In lecture 4, I talk about the how. How do you organize an effective stewardship generosity ministry? How do you start? What is your first step? How do you form your lay leadership team? This is critical. How do you introduce your leadership team to your congregation? How do you conduct an important questionnaire and church survey whose answers will guide you as you plan your agenda? How do you develop and organize your agenda to fit with the church's master calendar? How do you select what themes and topics to teach? How do you utilize your different venues or faucets to provide continual teaching to your people? How do you integrate specific activities such as seminars and special campaigns into the church calendar? Once organized, then in lecture 5, where do you get the teaching material for use at your different faucets? You can, of course, start with my book, my online supplemental resources, and my special video introducing estate and gift planning strategies. There are also many other teaching resources online that you can use to provide biblical and practical teaching content throughout your 1 to 3 year agenda. They can provide a taste of teaching from your various church venues or faucets throughout the years. On pages 102 to 111 in my book, they can show you where to get started. Some of my online supplemental resources include what themes and topics to teach, sermon outlines, Christian education teaching outlines, stewardship moments to use during your worship services, quotes and articles to put into your written pieces, how to conduct seminars, estate and gift planning video and teaching, special events, and capital fund campaigns. Here is an important reminder. This course and videos and materials are designed to be a do-it-yourself guide, allowing you the opportunity to be creative. As you will likely agree, the key to your success is your commitment to the process, a lot of prayer, and recruiting an effective lay-led leadership team. Be sure to read and study all these provided resources, pray, and trust the Lord to make it happen. In my next lecture, I expand in more detail on the what category covered in chapter 1 of my book, How to Resource Your Vision. Thank you.